This one is for the ladies. Because whether you believe it or not, us evil right-wing people and manosphere types and conservative libertarian types, we actually care about you more than most feminists do, because we're not using you as political pawns to advance some kind of political aim to confiscate more money from the government and the taxpayer. We like to address reality, which in the long run is what's going to make you happy. So we're not the ones saying, shame on you if you want to have children, which you probably do, because for the past, 2 fucking million years, women have wanted to have children. We're not the one, and we're not, at the same hand, we're not saying that you can't go and become doctors or surgeons or whatever. We're just saying, go do what you want to do, but please, keep in mind there's no shame choosing one thing over the other. And at the same time, though, you got to live with the consequences. If you all want to become teachers, I want to become a teacher because I care about the children. And when in reality, it's just that you want to avoid math. You don't want to choose a hard discipline, and you'll lie to yourself. You will, especially at the age of 17. Well, I really like children. Why do no men go into child psychology? Oh, that's right, because men. Actually, I think, oh shit, how am I going to make money? Well, child psychology, that's not really going to make a lot of money. So just admit, be honest with yourself. Like if you're going to choose an easy degree like elementary education, preschool education, child psychology, you hate math, you want 3 months a year off, and but then don't get all pissed off that there's a 25% wage gap between men who fucking make and design the iPad 5 while you teach little Jimmy to do his ABCs, okay? So you're a babysitter, okay? If you're pissed off because an engineer who can create plasma LCD touch screens, and you can babysit a child and change a diaper, don't complain about the wage gap. So, what was I going to talk about? Shit, did I forget? No, I didn't forget. You know why? Because I'm going to think really hard about what this was about. I was thinking about feminism. Oh, come on. I couldn't have forgotten it. Hang on, I'm going to pause this and I'll get it back. And I'm back, I remembered. So, sometimes I got to go back. So, this seems to be a very important issue. And the only reason I say it's important because it gets a visceral, hate-filled, or at least emotional response from people. And that is what is beautiful and what is attraction. Feminists have gone to great lengths to debunk what traditionally has been found to be attractive. This is why we have things like the fat acceptance movement and I'm beautiful, curves are curvy, or curves are great, or whatever it is. I'm going to take a more literal approach and explain to those of you that have your ears open and want to live a happy life. Okay, that's the key thing. I'm not going to sell you a bill of goods like the feminists do. I'm not going to lie to you so that you join me in my misery. I'm going to tell you the truth, how it is, how the rules work. And, you could call me whatever names, you could dismiss whatever I say, and I'm the most misogynist, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about what is beauty and what is attractive. What is beautiful in a woman, what is attractive in a woman, is defined by men. Okay? I know 90% of you have tuned out because you don't want to hear it. You're doing because you're fearing what is coming now is going to be a demand for an additional amount of your labor. You're going to have to go and work at it. And that's the biggest fear. That's what keeps... You wonder why women don't lose weight? Ask yourself that question. Why is it the vast majority of women say, I'm on a diet, and they never lose weight? You want to know why? Because it's too hard. It takes effort. It takes labor. And this isn't to say that it ain't the same side on the men. I mean, the men are the same way. It takes effort and it takes labor. The key difference, though, however, between the men and the women when it comes to losing weight is that men are much harsher on each other and much more realistic. Listen to Bill Burr. Listen to my podcast. Listen to any guy on the manosphere, right wing, whatever. We don't pull no... We're not like, oh, you're beautiful. Have you ever heard a man say, you're beautiful the way you are? We don't. Because, no, you ain't beautiful the way you are, dude. You got that fucking gut. It's hanging over. You can't see your own, not to be crass, penis because you're too fucking fat. Now, if you want to get laid, lose the fucking weight. That's how men are. Because we're a bit more goal-oriented. Women are all about protecting their feelings, especially the feminists. They're not about production. They're not about reality. They're not about progress. They are all about lying and then gaining on that lie for political advantage. So, again, it's really up to you girls. I don't care who you listen to. It's not my life. I really am putting this out there for entertainment value. Because I would love to see the responses. I'd love to see the comments. Do you listen to reality or do you lie to yourself? If you want to lie to yourself, there is a whole network with billions of dollars supporting it to tell you the most prettiest of lies. There's women's studies departments, there's Oprah, there's People magazine, there's all the media telling you whatever you want. You go, girl, and men are shallow if they want to have sex with cute women that have big boobs and small asses. Okay, fine, you can listen to that. If you actually want to set aside the TV and the glitz and the glamour and the movies, and then deal with your own life, what you got to deal with through your own eyes, okay? Lose the freaking weight, right? And there's only one way to do it. You eat less and you work out more. So that's it, right? Now, the larger point I was trying to make, getting back to the original point, is that men, it really is us guys who determine what's beautiful in women. You women could, perfect example, pregnant is beautiful. No, pregnant is disgusting. It really is disgusting. I know I got my detractors out there on the male side who are like, you ain't ever been married to a woman that you truly... Shut up. Okay, I'm talking normal definitions of attraction. I see a pregnant woman like, ugh, and that's what most guys are. Oh, that's rude, isn't it? Dude, fucking unemployment of 8%. You think we give a shit what's rude right now? Okay, I ain't got no future. No one's ain't got no future. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna file a complaint? Go file your complaints. All right. Pregnant is not beautiful. It isn't. You wanna know why? Because normal, sane, mentally healthy people like me, men like me, are just repulsed by it. I can't even explain why. I don't know. It's kind of like treading on some other guy's property. I just like, oh, no, maybe it's respect for the kid. I don't want to ruin that kid's life. Why would I be attracted to pregnant? For whatever reasons, we're never going to figure it out in our lifetimes. I am viscerally repulsed and disgusted by pregnant women, and most normal, healthy, straight men are. Right? So, that's an example, right? You women... You can talk amongst yourself all you want about what's beautiful and attractive. He's so beautiful. And these women taking pictures of themselves with the baby and the stomach. Fine, knock yourselves out. Go right ahead. It's not attractive to men. Okay? Now, the only caveat or exemption from this rule would be the homosexuals, which is fine. I mean, if one woman likes that, okay, fine. And you could even claim that if your husband or your boyfriend finds you beautiful, some guys got fetish. Some guys like their chubby chasers. Nothing wrong with that. For the remaining 96% of the population, it's very binary. It's very simple. Men we like skinny hot chicks with big boobs and long hair, and you know it. Deep down inside, you know it. Right? Your urge right now is think, turn it off. Take that brainwashing you receive from leftists over in K through college education. Turn it off. Okay? In reality, the vast majority of men, bar some eccentricities, which I'm not against. Hey, you're a chubby chaser, go chase some chubbies. I'm not going to stop you. It is straight men that determine what is attractive in women. Now, don't get all pissed off, because it's the same thing on the other side. It's not like you're being oppressed or whatever. I'm a little feminist. Well, matriarchy and patriarchal centric, whatever fucking gay shit these academians come up with to create problems where there isn't. Dismiss it all. You girls determine the same thing as men. I can't look at, if I were to say, like, who's a handsome guy, who's a good-looking guy, I'd say probably the most handsome guy out there would probably be Hugh Jackman. Or Clive Owen. Clive Owen beats Hugh Jackman. Now, that's my opinion. What does it matter if I'm not going to sleep? Well, I'm straight. Clive is straight. Hugh is straight. We're all straight. In other words, let's say all three of us are talking about who's the hotter guy between all three of us. It's academic. It's theoretical. It's philosophical. It's not practical. Because none of us want to sleep with each other. None of us want to have a do with it. No, we could say, I think he's a handsome man, or I respect that guy. Okay, look at how ripped Hugh Jackman is. Gosh, I wish I had blue eyes like Clive Owen. But in the end game, what ultimately determines one's attraction or beauty or handsomeness is the opposite sex, because it is a binary relationship. So it is you women that determine what's attractive in men. Okay? And I think it's pretty clear. You need ripped guys, buff guys. You're not even really interested in that Pretty Boy Floyd stuff, which, okay, yeah, I have no opinion. Look how mature I am. Okay, those are the rules. Those are rules. It really does seem to be women, especially feminists, that have a problem with that. That men find what they do attractive. So the point or the rule or the lesson I'm trying to convey or trying to get women to understand, not feminists, because I know you're far gone. You are so wedded to your ideology and hate and bitterness and just sad angriness. Whatever, you've gone down that road. I'm talking about the women, the girls out there. We're trying to find out, like, well, what is attractive? What is beauty? You should ask yourself seriously, what do men find attractive? Because that's what it is. That's what the vast majority of people, again, not all, the vast majority of people are biologically, Darwinistically, genetically programmed to respond to and make happy with, is what does the opposite sex find attractive. So, if you want, it's very, you know it. Lose weight. Big boobs. And most guys don't care if they're fake or not. They really, oh, yeah, shut up. I'm trying to help you. This is how it is. Okay? Don't yell at me for how men are. Okay? And then just nice. I don't know. How hard is that? Nice, in shape, big boobs. And you got the surgery to cover it for you. Well, height, man, at least there you go. Men don't care about height. All you women care about height. That's one thing that can't be really saw, unless you want to do the Gattaca thing, where cut off and reestablish. But, so, I'm sorry, ladies. That's, I guess, what the overall intention of this little podcast is, this little vlog is that it is outside of your control. No matter how much government funding you get, no matter how much warped, acrobatic, perverse thinking feminists and philosophy feminists come out with, you're never going to override what men find attractive. And since that's what you most likely care about, again, excusing gays or bis or people, maybe there's asexual, people just don't really care whether or not. If that's important to you, you're going to have to abide by those persons' rules, just as men have to abide what your tastes and preferences are. So you can listen to the feminists who are there really early. You should step back and think about how despicable they really are, that they start attacking you so early in the public schools. Like, and you should be shamed if you want to be a mother. You should be just like men. You're not just like men. You aren't. Terribly sorry, girls. You aren't. You fail. You're miserable. If I may be blunt, not that I haven't already, you really suck at being men. You're just not up to our standards. You really aren't. We got to lower our standards. We got to do everything based on weight percentages for, like, fire departments and it. You're not as strong. You're not as fast. You're not as logical. But God bless that, because you're more intuitive. You're more empathetic. Right? You have skills that we don't. But I'm diverging from the tangent. Look, if you want, listen to the feminists, but step back, take a look at the fact that they're trying to get you to not be you so early on, and then ask yourself why. Okay? If there's one instance where you should really truly try to be a man, try to think this one logically through, with a dash of cynicism. Because I'll tell you this, and you can look at studies, right? Who's getting happier and who's getting unhappier? Look at happiness studies. Men are getting happier, women are getting unhappier. Which I find interesting, because I didn't think men were getting happier. I thought that, but I guess they are. I guess we like this, like, oh yeah, shit, everyone else worked really hard. We'll just, like, we'll stay at home. We'll feed the kid a bottle, and okay, yeah, there you go. But if you want a happy life, it ain't going to be through the feminists. You got to really look at your Darwinism. You got to look at your genetics. You got to say, what do you really want in life? And not have Bitter aging. I mean, come on, really, look. Have you seen a happy feminist? Have you? The 50, fucking 60, and now, hell, some of them are 70 years old. Do they look fucking happy to you? Alright? Do they look happy? And man, I mean, come on. Look at them. They're all ugly, bitter, and jaded. So, you know, do you want to be that, or do you want to be beautiful? There's nothing wrong with being beautiful. And you know what? Unless you have a deformity in your face, I think it's within every woman's capability to be physically beautiful. I'm not doing that pansy ass. Every woman's beautiful. No, it's within your capacity to be beautiful. Again, unless you're like, you know, you got a gland problem, I understand. You know what? Men would understand. Hey, you know what? That's all right. You know, okay, you know. But even then, the overweight ladies, they can pull it off. You know, they can wear something nice. They can wear something beautiful. But for the rest of the 98% of the population that don't have gland problems, it's completely within your control to be beautiful. Right? It's just whether you want to be beautiful. It's whether you want to admit men play a role in your life. If you admit that, well, okay, then you have some responsibilities. You're going to have to adhere to these standards of men. But if you want to marry the government, you want to marry Barack Obama, you want the government to take care of things, you want the government to pay for your children, you have to understand that by doing so, men have no vested or financial interest in you. None. And they're always going to go after the hotter chicks. They always will, because it's in their program. Don't tell us we're shallow. Don't tell us we're cheap. Don't tell us we're mean. It's how we are. Just like how you are, we want someone who's taller or ripped. Okay? So, hopefully we all learned some lessons today. And we did it because I know. I know. I don't have billions of dollars funding me to go and brainwash kids in freshman orientation at the universities. But hopefully I made a couple girls happier. Hopefully, or not even happier, but maybe gave them something to think about. Maybe give you a different angle that's working or might work, that's not working, or as opposed to the ones that aren't working that you were given by your feminist indoctrinators. Hopefully we did learn something here today. Hopefully, and for you men out there, hey, everything I said here applies to you too. It's just that men, I think, are a little bit more receptive. But talking to the men, you got to work out. You gotta stay in shape. So, you know, this nice guy bullshit, and girls like sense. Yeah, fuck that bullshit. Okay, you got to work out. I know it sucks. Nobody likes it. No one likes running. Nobody likes working out. Nobody likes eating healthy food. But you got to do it. And then you got to go and try. You got to be badass. You got to learn skills like mechanics and repair and all that. So it isn't just for the ladies, it's for the men as well. So hopefully I helped out all you kids to basically avoid the painful life Gen X and the younger boomers had to suffer before you. Toodles.